All right. In this little session, we're going to practice an assembly. I'm going to use two blocks that we're going to learn how to take away what's called the degrees of freedom. Every 3D object that we're using has 3 degrees of freedom, and we're going to learn how to assemble multiple objects with that terminology. So I'm going to start out by creating a new file. Go to standard IAM, that's an assembly file, and you get this blank screen. I'm going to go to the place button up at the top, and I'm going to select what I need to be on the screen. So for this activity today, you will find block 1 and block 2 on Google Classroom. You'll need to download those and then upload those. Yours, most likely after you download them, will be in your download folder. So right there, the downloads folder, that's where you'll find your stuff. Mine, however, are packed away in this folder. So block 1, open, zoom out, and I'm going to click once. I'm going to place it to click it. Let's go to this isometric view. Click once, place that there, and you see if I don't do anything, it's just stuck to my mouse. All I need to do is go back up to place and get your other block, which is block 2, and click open and place it right there. I'm done placing, so I'm going to right click and say OK. Now, degrees of freedom works like this. If I take one of these blocks and I move it up and down, okay, on the y-axis, it can go up and down. That's 2 degrees. You see where I'm going with this. On the x-axis, red, I can go forward and backward. That's 2 more for a total of 4 degrees of freedom. And then on the z-axis, so up and to the right or down and to the left, there's 2 more degrees of freedom for a total of 6 degrees of freedom. If I take away degrees of freedom using constraints, then this will not be able to move in comparison to the other one, just like this. Click on constraint, and we have these two selections, flush or mate. And you see as the arrows indicate on both of these illustrations, mate is going to be when you stick 2 surfaces together. Flush is going to be when 2 surfaces are even with each other. All right. So knowing that, I'm going to use my handy dandy block with the little cheat code on it, and I'm going to select mate, and I'm going to click on the yellow surface of the second block, and I'm going to spin my drawing around. Now, another cool feature is if you hold down the mouse wheel, you can pan. But if you also hold down the, the shift button and pan, you can actually orbit. And so now I'm looking at the other yellow, and I want to mate it to where it says mate on the yellow. Okay, I'm going to click apply. If you forget to click apply, all right, you're going to get yourself in some trouble. So be cognizant of the apply button. Now, what just happened here is I can now move up and down on the y-axis, 2 degrees of freedom, 1, 2. I can also move on the x-axis, all right, back and forth, front to back, 1, 2. That's 4 degrees. Where I cannot move, however, is on the z-axis. So you see the z is moving left and right. I cannot move that away from the other block. I've taken away that degree of freedom. So going back to the home view, the next step is to take away 2 more degrees of freedom. So you see I've put the cheat code for you. We're going to flush these 2 faces together. Get my little cowbell click and apply. And you see now, if I hit cancel, when I move this, I can move up and down. So I have the movement on the y-axis, 1, 2, 1, 2. But I cannot anymore move this freely. If you look this way, I cannot move on the x-axis anymore. Left and right, okay, because of that mate and that flush, I cannot move that independently. And same thing if I come all the way over this way, I cannot move. Oops, that is the x, I'm sorry. I cannot move on the z-axis. All right. So now the only thing left to do is take away freedom on the y-axis. So I can use flush. I can flush the top to the top, click apply, and I now have an assembled practice block. If yours is correct, yours will be blue in the front and red all over. I hope you got that right. I hope this makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments or come see me in class. But get this practice in because it's going to help you put your house together.